Good morning, everybody. So, today we're going to make a little bit more progress on the hatch because today is Sunday and today is more like a reset day. So, Evan's going to be coming over here in a few hours, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be cleaning the garage and organizing a few things, and I'm going to clean up, not look like a complete bum. 6 o'clock, or it's like 6:37 right now, and yeah. Super tired. But what we're going to do is focus on getting the hatch probably planted on the road today. So what I would like to do today is do some interior because, well, ain't got no gas in it, you know what I mean? Got no interior. It's got some, but... So, as you know, yesterday we left off with this. The hatch had absolutely no interior in it. So what we're going to do is we're going to clean all of this out, right? We're going to button everything up, take all them seats out right there. We're going to take the leather GS seats out. We're going to take the coupe rear bench seats out, clean up everything, and then I'm going to button up what's left on the HVAC wiring, button up some 10 millimeters and things like that nature, and then we're going to put the dash in it. Now, fortunately, this dash is actually a really nice dash, but it does have some damages to it from the previous owner, so can't really help that part of it, but we can at least clean it up and make it look nice. Doesn't have an airbag, so, you know, it's not too bad. So that's what we're going to be doing today. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get a couple of things done on the wagon, because obviously that's like the whole main thing for the channel here. But all Hondas are important, you know. It doesn't matter if it's a Tag, EF, EG, or a wagon. They all the same, you know what I mean? So, without further ado, we're going to hop into it, and we're going to go from there and see where we get done today. So I will catch you guys later. What is going on? So this weekend we have a bunch of awesome stuff that we are going to be doing this weekend. But first and foremost, we've got to take care of a few things. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Look how filthy this garage is. It's a travesty. Parts everywhere, engines, just lots of junk. Toolboxes are a mess. It's a whole mess in here. So I need to get this cleaned. So, let's go ahead and clean it. Wow, looks a lot better in here. I've got this somewhat cleaned a little bit, organized for the next project that is about to happen. I've organized the rest of the parts for the new project and the EF wagon. Evan's going to be cleaning his toolbox later when he gets here. I'm excited for this. Organize all the tools, got to clean them, put them away. Got the scrap pile ready to go in the coupe once we get the coupe ready to be towed. We're going to be swapping the bins on those dashes so we can get a dash in the hatch. And then that's just a box of just extra parts and anything that we might need for the upcoming projects. And then here is the wagon. But the one thing that I am very excited about, what are those? This part right here. So this is the Canucks Customs real-time four-wheel drive D-Series to B-Series adapter, which will allow us to put this CRV drive shaft onto that transmission. Something I'm really, really excited about. Look at it. Would you just look at it? It's freaking awesome. So, with this particular adapter, we can fit this perfectly. Boom, look at the flush fitment on that. Fits perfectly. So, this weekend I will be putting this on the transmission and then using the rest of this metal here to build the H-frame, which
in turn will allow me to finally get this differential bolted into the car, something that I'm sure a lot of you guys that have been watching my videos have been waiting on, and I've been excited for it. I've been waiting for that part for quite some time, and in turn that'll also allow me to do some other cool things I will show you here. So given that the wagons did not come with a sway bar, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be making some custom brackets to fit the CRV sway bar onto the wagon subframe. And I'll be able to do that once the differential gets into place, because right now I just kind of have the diff mount kind of just tacked on there, just to kind of see where I needed to align it at the time. But obviously it's just 3 simple tack welds. I'll be cutting it off and replacing it, or not replacing it, but replacing it into a different spot. And then this weekend I'm going to be probably getting this trailing arm here, this one, all wire wheeled down, cleaned up, and looking all pretty, because, let me show you this. We scored these off of the hatch. This one. Boom! We now have a full set of somewhat new coilovers. These coilovers, I would say, are not even a year old. So they're still in really, really good shape. So I'm going to be using them on the wagon, but I'll have to get different rear lower control arms. Now the whole thing about it is well, a couple cool projects going on. The next one that's going to be showing up to the house I'm really excited about, because I've been looking forward to it for a long time, just like my wagon. Which hopefully, fingers crossed, that it shows up today. Actually, let's look at the time, because it might actually be on its way. Let's check our time here. That was a close-up of my blue shirt. Let's see here. Ooh, it is 17:25. And I have a message. So, let's see what he says. Nope, no message about that, but I did get a message about the other parts car that I was looking at, which is part of the new project. So, that's a cool bonus. So, I will cut it here, and I will be checking you guys when I have some more update. Probably tomorrow is when I'll start filming a lot of the new content for the new project, if it shows up, and the wagon. But yeah, so I'm pretty excited about that. So I will catch you guys a little later. See ya. What is going on? So here is a little update of the drive shaft and the differential. So here's what we're going to go over. Let me get you guys a better view. All right, so here is the D series to B series all-wheel drive adapter. Now, the only thing that is an issue that I ran into with this adapter, per se, is if you notice here, the drive shaft has, well, I don't know if you can see it, but the drive shaft had a little step-out lip. So I pretty much had to grind that little step-out lip down. As you can see right here, I had to grind that little step-out lip to clear the bolt. But that is the only thing that I had to do, was slightly touch it with a sanding disc, and perfect clearance. As you can see, the drive shaft is fully seated in the trans. Now it's a little hard to rotate because it's, you know, currently sitting on blocks. Now, this is the 91 or 97 to 01 CRV drive shaft. Now, it is a bit long, unfortunately, so you do have to make some modifications to this drive shaft. So as you can see here, I'm still kind of working on a way to hang the carrier bearing onto the chassis, and I'm going over some ideas. Now, this part, as you can see, that's where the mount will go. Now that mount is going to be sitting pretty much right there, where you can see the 2 bolts extruding out of the diff right there to the frame. Now, this back section here is about, I would say, 1 to 2.5 inches too long. And why I say that is because I will show you. Now, as you can see, let me rotate you guys. All right. Now, as you can see, this is the bracket for the diff. Now, if I go to hang this bracket here, obviously it hits the side of the diff. Now, you have two options here when you are hanging the rear differential. Now, this is a stock CRV mount perch that I welded to the subframe here. Now, you could scoot this back, I would say probably like an inch, but if you want to keep the factory mounting of this perch, you will have to cut an inch to 2.5 inches. That's just the window that I'm giving it until I cut it and then actually make my measurements. You'll have to shorten this entire side right here, and as far as the front goes, you could lengthen or shorten that as well to mate with the carrier bearing on the chassis. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start modifying the back section of the drive shaft. I'm going to basically just cut it perfectly. I'm going to put a piece of extra wide blue painter's tape, mark my lines, and then cut it straight down. And I'm going to put a cylindrical steel sleeve in the drive shaft, so that way I can basically adjust it where I need to be, throw a few tack welds on it, then seam weld it, and then we'll go from there. And then yes, I will be taking the drive shaft to a balancer shop so it can be balanced and everything like that, or I might use it as a template and have them make me just a single straight drive shaft. But if you're doing it on a budget DIY, then I mean that's basically your option for using the CRV drive shaft. So that's what we've got for now. Tomorrow I will be cutting the rear section of the drive shaft and going and finding, hopefully if I can, the insert for the drive shaft so I can modify it, so I can get this figured out, because once this is done, then I can figure out where I'm going to be putting the CRV subframe mount, or not subframe mount, the differential mount that is right there. And then once I figure all that out, then I can make my sway bar brackets to mount the 97 to 01 CRV sway bar on the car. Obviously, I'm going to be using the CRV stock links for right now. And then obviously you can use these with different aftermarket arms, like these ones here, obviously, because it's just a pass-through hole, and then you can just use a nut. I would try to use these arms, but as you can see, these ones are cooked and they're not that usable. So, given that those ones are kind of junk, I may try to use those for like a mock-up, but given that they're kind of junked, I don't really want to use those because they won't really be good for the alignment. So, that is what we are working with as far as the wagon goes. And it's coming out pretty good. I'm liking the progress we made. The adapter came out good. I've posted it all over Facebook and a lot of the EF groups. So if you guys are interested in picking up one of the D to B series all-wheel drive adapters, shoot me a message on Facebook or find me on Instagram at 91 wannabe GTR, or just leave a comment on YouTube and I will get to you guys when I can. Again, appreciate you guys giving me the support and everything else on the channel, and I will catch you guys later.
Well, good morning, and what is going on to the channel? I have got some interesting and awesome updates for not only the wagon, but some other things. So, let's hop to it.
Voila. Whoa. What's that? So, the guy ended up showing up super late last night with the new car. And, for what it is, it's not bad. This car, I'm happy to finally have my own EG hatch now that Evan has this one. Freaking guy. But yes, so we scored this EG hatch last night, and we'll go over a little overview of the car and everything that it's going to need. So, off the rip, it's going to need mirrors, and it's gonna need some interior work. Not bad though. There are some good parts that we're gonna take off this hatch for Evan's car and the wagon. But here is the biggest problem about this car. It has got no front core support, and it has significant damage on the sides of the firewall. Now, that's not a big issue for me because we've got the coupe, and I'm going to be doing a full series on taking parts from this and fixing the engine bay so everyone kind of has an idea of what it's like to do a complete alteration and restoration and facelift on the EG Civic, because honestly, I've seen not really a whole lot of videos that go over the entire process on how to fix something like this. Last night I got a little curious and I wanted to see what it was like. I mean, not doing the core support and other replacement pieces, but just kind of curious to see if there was really any videos, just because I was like, all right, well, if there's lots of videos out there, then, I don't really need to make one. But I really didn't see one that went over in detail what it's like to be doing that. So that's what I'm going to be working on today. So my Saturday is going to consist of getting the coupe prepped and this thing started. But let's talk about the wagon for a second. So, what's all that? Well, it's a good question. Those are EG parts. Those lower control arms and coilovers came off that. So, this is definitely proof that you can stick 92 to 95 suspension components on your EF, essentially. And I'm also still using the 97 to 01 sway bar. And come over here, it's like that on both sides. And that's pretty awesome. I will be working on the differential and the drive shaft today with this car, like I covered in the last update with it, with the adapter. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. We got some cool stuff going on today at the good old shop, good old workshop garage. So yeah, it's gonna be sick. Not really a whole lot I can do inside the engine bay today, but there's a bunch of stuff that we still can do. We got the new carbon fiber center console, and we got some other parts that we're going to be using to make this thing awesome and make the wagon mo better. So, yeah. So, I hope you guys will enjoy that, because it's going to be fun. There's going to be a lot of work that we got to do today. So, I will film as much as I can. This battery in this camera is about dead, so I'm going to go ahead and plug it up, charge it, or swap over to my other battery and get some other filming done. So, I hope you guys enjoy the content for this week. So, for whatever reason, my camera decided to stop before I got to finish saying what I'm saying. So, I'll say it again, and I'll say it now. I hope you guys have an awesome weekend, a blessed weekend, and I hope you guys enjoy the content on this weekend series, Fun Adventures here at the garage. So, let's get to it, and let's have some fun. Welcome back. So, little update on the hatch. We've got the hole back there fixed. This panel is now done, and core support is all fully stable. So now what we're going to move to is we're going to be doing both of the windows, because this one is now missing, and I'm just going to replace that one anyways, because, well, I don't want mixed match windows. So that window's getting replaced. Took the subframe out, and we have a bunch of parts for the hatch. As far as the wagon goes, I'm still waiting on a couple other things to come in so I can finish mocking up and doing the all-wheel drive system. Now, generally this wagon was supposed to be the prefix for the entire channel, but unfortunately some things have obviously changed, and I've got a hatch, an Evans hatch, that we have been working on.
The reason why the Wagon is taking so long is because it's one of those projects where I'm pretty much taking as much time as I possibly can. And that's why it's still in the shape that it's in. Because for me, doing the all-wheel drive system, I sit down and I like draw pictures and I just kind of look at everything, and it takes me a few days just to get an idea as to how I want to do something, given that this was a front-wheel drive chassis and we're making it all-wheel drive. So it's not as easy as just bolting things on like buying a kit for a Civic or anything. So that's the whole reason this is taking a while. But for today, I'm going to just be kind of working on the hatch. And I do have, like I said, some things coming in for the Wagon as far as parts go that are going to help. And then I have a long weekend, so I'll be able to kind of focus on the Wagon. And yeah, I did have the garage cleaned up, but then I've just put a bunch of more stuff in it. So it's a bit messy again. And I'm trying to organize and do different things. And then the weekend is going to be all-wheel drive system on the Wagon, and it's going to be the hatch engine bay for that specifically. So when I get some more updates on that stuff, I will keep you guys posted, because like I said, it's obviously taken me a little bit to do all this, but thank you for being patient for me, and I appreciate the support that I've gotten from you guys. So without further ado, I'm going to start hacking these windows, getting those out of the way, and I will see you guys with more updates. I will catch y'all. Wow, look at that. So we did super quick, scuff, sand, and cheapo paint job on the bay just to get it looking a little better than what it was. To be honest, I really didn't want to go through the whole process of making it honestly perfect. Scored some new coilovers, marketplace buy, and we just pulled all of the stock lines off of the coupe because it is leaving tomorrow. So I'm going to go ahead and put these on. Got the gas tanks ready, got the skyline all cleaned, and Evan's car is officially done pretty much. He's just fixing his hood latch cable and a couple other little minor things, and he's going to go be test driving it today, so that is a major plus. And then I'm going to go ahead and get the lines on, and then once that's done, I can start doing the subframe, control arms, and all that good jazz. And then by this weekend, we should have a swap planned in this car. So that is the goal for this weekend, is to kind of get this thing on 4 wheels. My bushings for my trailing arm stuff all comes tomorrow, so I'm excited about that. So she'll be on 4 wheels, and then once she's on 4 wheels, I can go ahead and kind of throw some of the undercoating under the bottom of the car, and kind of cleaning up that little whole area right there in the wheel well, and fixing a few other minor things. But she is coming along quite well. So, and then I've got an idea what I'm going to do for the engine bay. I just hope the idea of the engine bay comes out a lot better than what I would like, but who knows? We'll find out, and stay tuned for that update. It's gonna be sick. It's gonna be kind of fun, and hopefully turns out. I look like a complete mess right now. The garage is a disaster, as you can see, all of the parts, but we'll be putting those on this weekend. So once I get the engine and subframe in and everything, it'll be coming together a lot nicer, not nicely. But again, I'm going to be definitely posting this video this weekend. I said I was going to do it last weekend. Some things came up, and I just couldn't get to it. So this weekend is going to be basically all about filming and getting some stuff done for the channel. So without further ado, let's get into a hatch. What is going on today? So we're back at it again with some more EG Hatch content, and let me show you what we're doing today. So today we are doing pretty much everything on the inside of this hatch. We did get some other things done as far as the suspension goes,
and everything else, but this is kind of what we're working on. Putting the pedals in, cotter pins, the clevises. I'm going to be taking the pedal pads off, and we're just kind of going through all of the stuff that we're doing for this. Oh, what is that? I'll explain that in a second. So, down here, I got the DC sway bar setup installed. Coilover, camber arm, pretty much waiting for the trailing arm bushings to show up in the mail, so that way we can get the trailing arms installed onto the car. As you can see, this side has got it too. More wiring. And then this is what we're working with right now as far as the engine goes. But we did have a massive problem. The original owner of this decided to keep the DA Integra post mount on the engine, and so I was like, you know what? Let me see if I can use that post mount with one of the bull boost mounts that are supposed to be for that post mount. However, it's not. So it's just kind of hanging out right now. I am switching over to 6 AM fuel lines. As you can see, I've got them both run down there. And then right now we're doing clutch and everything with the pedals. I got the brake lines somewhat on there, at least from the rear of the car. So big plus. And yeah, I got the engine bay just painted. I didn't really, like I said, I didn't really care to make this thing look super nice. This was kind of I want to just kind of get everything together and get all of the parts out of my garage, as you can see. So that way I can start having more room to start fabricating and working on that, because coming in the mail today, there are some parts for that I need in order to do the all-wheel drive system, which I'm sure a lot of you have been seeing these videos, have been waiting on. So that's kind of what I'm waiting on for that, so to speak. So that's kind of a bummer that I've been waiting on that. But in the meantime, I've collected all the parts for this thing, and that's what we're doing today. And this is what I'm waiting on, is trailing arm bushings. So for now, we're pretty much taking all of this stuff that was laid out right here and slapping around this girl. Oh, I also forgot to mention that too. We got the front sway bar in with the energy suspension bushings, race line coilovers, and we got the adjustable control arms up there as well too. And that's what we're working with today. So when I get some more stuff done on the CG hatch, I'll upload you guys and say, hey, this is what I've gotten done and this is what we're going to do from there. So I will catch you guys when I get the inside done. And welcome back. Well, we're calling it a night on the hatch. I got a lot done on it. Obviously, as you can see, the motor is kind of sitting funny. So that part sucks, but got the front suspension and the rear discs all the way complete. The inside, well, you can't see that. Let me find a flashlight. Garage is still a mess, which... So, as you can see, we got all the HVAC and all the wiring, fuse box, and the pedals are all fully secure. Here you see e-brakes in. And that's pretty much it for what we got today. Missing a couple of small things, but nothing major. And then take you for a tour on the bottom. As you can see, we got the coilovers on and the rear sway bar on. So that's all fine and dandy and everything's good to go. So I'm pretty stoked about that. Excuse me. Tools on the ground, still in the process of cleaning up, but we got this side to still take care of, and then got the wiring ran, and I've got some more stuff to do and take care of tomorrow, and then obviously I gotta re-clean, spray all that out, vacuum all that out, so I can get the windshield wipers in, so we can get that part done. But other than that, my other package showed up for this thing, for the trailing arm bushing, so I'm going to be able to take the trailing arms off and get those all nice and pretty and looking good. And once that's done, I'll actually have bushings that aren't busted and clapped, so that way I can actually start doing the all-wheel drive stuff. I'm still waiting on a few more things, so probably next weekend I'll be 100% mounting the all-wheel drive system for this car and getting everything pretty much ready to go with that, at least at a minimum. So that's pretty much just the update on the old wagon. I didn't really think that the wagon was going to take this long to do, to be honest, and it is. It's taken me quite a while to get it fully done. And it still is the same. Hasn't been touched, hasn't really moved much in the progress area, except putting on the CRV drive shaft adapter, which, by the way, as you can see, drive shaft is fully bolted up and ready to go. And then this area has kind of been cleaned up a little bit, so we have some more stuff to do, but my main goal was just to kind of get some of this stuff cleaned up and put on the car and completely out of the way, so that way I can get some cleaning done. You know, all that's pretty much cleaned up except the exhaust pieces right there for the hatch. So that's pretty much good. But she looks pretty good sitting on wheels, 3 at a minimum. But either way, I'm happy with the progress that we made. Evan's car is finally done. The only thing we're doing is we're finishing the axle back. We're buttoning up the axle back, and yeah, this car is pretty much going to be roadworthy. But other than that, I mean, it's been done. It's just the axle back has just been giving us a lot of issues because it was a, MagnaFlow kit that he purchased, and it doesn't exactly fit the way he wants it to. So it's not the end of the world. But I'm happy with this. It's made some good progress, But once the engine's sitting in there straight, I can get the axles in there and really kind of go hard on everything else that I need to do. So stay tuned for more updates, and I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I will be catching you guys later.